Hey,
Hey
hey.
everybody! As you can see, what we haven't done. How are you, my man?
Good, good. It's been an exciting couple of weeks. There's lots of things going on. This past couple of days have been, whoa, big news.
Bloody
But
hell.
good. It's cold,
Yeah.
which I
Oh, it's
like.
been
And
yeah.
I had to
Me,
mention because you're all wrapped
I
up.
me I don't. The cold stuff here is serious. I mean, I have to turn off the me and my wife. We have to turn off the water in our pipes because we're up in the north. And if you don't turn it off, then as I said, maybe you don't remember, guys, the water can freeze in the pipes. So and if it happens, it'll explode and you'll shrapnel in your eyeballs. So we this morning to turn it back on, the water was all coagulating inside. It was all very interesting. But yeah, it's getting seriously cold. I think it's going to be it's -2 degrees either today or tomorrow. It's going to be snowing soon. And yeah, I mean I love snowmen and what have you, but after a while, you've got to be able to move without seizing up and all that stuff. So yeah, so no Dragon Ball teacher. Long story short, people today.
Understandable, understandable. It's that time of the year.
Mm.
Yeah, even down here in the south, it's getting a little nippy.
Bloody
So,
hell. Yeah, here we go, people. Roll up the sleeves, or roll down the sleeves, I should
yeah.
say.
Right. Yes. Jumping straight into our first topic, Shigeru Miyamoto, the myth, the legend,
Mm,
Nintendo's Stan the Man.
yeah.
Basically, he announced that he's taking a step back from active development of Mario
Okay.
things because Mario is his baby. So is Donkey Kong.
Mm,
But Mario is his baby, and he's been actively involved in all Mario development since the beginning. He hasn't been the default director. He had to step back and let other directors take their time to have their shot. But he has had a hand in Mario development since the beginning. But we're thankful for him. Apparently, the stories go, he's a bit of a difficult man to work with, but
ah,
doesn't mean he's not bad. But
mm.
he is taking a step back. He's taking me back, and I'm just going to show you a quick clip.
Oh,
Let's bring
please.
up the picture to sound. Yes, here we are. Nintendo legend Shigeru Miyamoto discusses stepping back from Mario. Hopes,
Wow.
quote, to stay healthy until Mario's 50th anniversary. Yeah, that's
Oh.
fair.
Mm,
Because let's think, because Mario came out in 1986. That was 14 years before the millennium, so it's 2025 plus 14 is 39. It's got 11 years to go before we get to Mario's 50th.
I mean,
So, and the man's 74, so he would be 85 years old at Mario's 50th,
wow.
and
I
not an
mean, for goodness sake.
insignificant age.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
he's healthy.
yeah, I mean, I was wondering
And
how old,
Japanese.
exactly, my man. I mean, this is the country where most people are revered for living so long. And
Mm.
I'm just thinking, how old was the guy who was the voice actor of Mario all these years? What is his name? The guy, he played,
Charles Montenegro.
yes,
Voice of Mario. Charles, yeah, voice of Mario. Charles Montenegro.
Anthony. I don't
Yeah.
know
Oh,
why,
love
but
him. Love him.
yeah, he is our child, but he is Mario after much sakes. I mean, it's funny that I don't know why. This is weird, people. But I always thought his name was Charles before I knew him. I don't know, but
I
he feels like a
knew
Charles,
who was Charles before I knew him. Oh.
but still, I'm thinking he stepped down from Mario voice acting, and it's probably for health issues also. I mean, not issues, but reasons. I mean, I have no idea, but or maybe just tired because he's been doing voice acting
I
for
I heard that it wasn't his decision, but he
really.
supported it, that he was passing the torch. He was going to let the next guy take over and have a spell because they need a guy who's on point, who's doing it. We can't have Mario's voice actor die. There needs to be someone actively working on it
Hmm.
perpetually because the amount of merch and appearances and
Ah,
on this channel we have talked about Nintendo's turn to Disney. Nintendo gradually turning into a Disney-like corporation with
right.
their own, vault of IPs, with their own theme parks, with their own massive merch
Yes.
empire, and um, they they want to make sure that they've always got someone working on it. But Nintendo bought a company a while back, a film company, and they used that company to make the Mario movie. People were excited about that. Like, ooh, Nintendo movies. Not the case. The film theory dropped the information that the film company that they purchased wasn't really in the filmmaking, but more in the event, event art kind of displays kind of
Okay.
environment, which highlights the fact that I think that they're going to go further AR. I think we're going to see like you know how you go to Comic Cons and you might have a video of a character talking about the rules and kind of in talking to people, or we've got like fictional characters interviewing people on TV shows. I think they're going to go that route. We're going to have Mario's and Mario characters, interactive Mario characters at locations, at events, at like
Mm.
festivals. You
We
put
just
on
talked about
you
this.
put on your glasses, put on your AR glasses, watching the show, yeah, and it's like the holographic Michael Jackson. We're going to
Right.
get holographic Mario's banging around, which will
Mm.
mean that once the technology gets better and better and better, we'll just have Mario's bouncing all over the place.
I'm thinking,
Which
dude. Yeah.
you can
I mean,
imagine.
but
You can imagine
it's
Disney will be all over that. Imagine putting Mario Disney princesses or Pixar characters bang in the real world. They'd
mm,
love that, and
I think yeah.
Nintendo's trying to beat them to the punch. That is my speculation. I'm
Mm.
speculating. I just like predicting where I think it will go. But I think there's breadcrumbs there. I think that
Yeah,
they're going to start kind of going that route because they're a game
no,
company. They're a forward thinking.
exactly. I mean, I have to agree. I mean, you've been mentioning this for a while, AR. I think the trick with AR, and again, it makes sense why a game company would be the one to spearhead this because they're all about selling that technology. I think every time we speculate about the future, about what technology is around the corner, there's something of a it's a bit like predicting what music an artist will make next.
Mm.
Unless they're quite predictable artists. But you're dealing with what ends up happening is something very realistic, a realistic version of what we're trying to do happens. I don't see everybody strapping VRs to themselves. A lot of people will, but I don't see everybody strapping VRs to themselves just to look at Mario in next to them. I mean, whereas so it's a bit like when you have Pokemon Go, everybody's keen on doing it. This is the way to make it happen. To bring VR in. The DS, 3DS, of course, brought that into our living rooms that way.
Mm.
There's gonna have to be some sort of a new device or platform that makes it feasible. I think the whole thing about I mean,
I don't think
every
it's going
time
to be a
there's
VR headset. I think it's more going to be like 3D glasses. Like you
ah
go to the cinema and you put on like the
oh
big
right.
Stark style giant ass
Hmm,
glasses. I think
that
it's
would
going to be
make
like that.
sense.
I
Yeah,
think it's just going to be that they'll have projectors projecting a character, and then the glasses help focus it. So
right.
you
I
put them
agree.
on, you could just see perfectly fine through them, but you'll also see distortions, computer generated distortions, which will make them look more real. So you'll have
It's
like
like yeah.
real people on stage, and then Mario will be like, "Yo, wahoo, hey,
Yeah.
woohoo!"
We're all going crazy. So, wow. It's like, was it
Yeah,
the
instead
metaverse
of like
next?
instead of like a full headset with tech because it's
Hmm.
damageable and cumbersome and heavy. A home, one thing, you're on your couch. But in out in a festival, at an event, I don't think so. But
Hmm.
VR
Glasses.
glasses.
That's right. It reminds me of They Live. Remember that? You remember that movie, They Live, with Roddy Piper when you put on these glasses and you can see the world? Oh my
Yeah, yeah.
God. I'm all out of bubble
What's it called?
gum.
They live. They
Yeah, They
live. It's the
Live.
one with the legendary long one-shot
Right.
fight scene,
Right. Yeah.
which South Park beautifully
Right.
replicated. Oh man, excited for the
Yeah,
new
man.
series. It's looking good.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
So
So yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Shigeru Miyamoto taking a step back. We've got a new voice actor, Charles Martinego. Maybe Nintendo's got something cooking in the back, and
Hmm.
largely, we were worried about the Switch 2, but the latest Nintendo quarter Q3 financial report has dropped, and I got to say, those numbers are pretty good. Apparently,
Impressive.
yes, the the Switch is now the number one Nintendo console. It has beaten the DS. It is now
Wow.
the second greatest console of all time. It hasn't beaten the PlayStation 2. Everyone will be talking about that want
If
it
that
to
happens,
happen.
bloody hell. I mean,
But
I never know. Yeah, man, what if that happens? I mean, because the whole, I mean, because here's the thing, the Switch 2 situation. I mean, of course, when it comes to these corporations trying to make themselves look good, I just like with the Spice Girls or whatever Simon called. I mean, years ago, not he was using the behind the Spice Girls, but anyway, certain record companies will buy their own records just to kind of push them up. I'm thinking to myself, the
yeah,
situation with the Switch 2 is you're still dealing with a lack of games. I mean, that hit games that people want to play all over the place. I mean, so right now, the one thing that looks like is a clever strategy with before Doug Bowser making his exit back to his kingdom, his castle, in EA, maybe. I don't know. But what we've got here is a situation where numbers may say one thing, but what of Excuse me, sorry, I'm repeating myself. What I was going to say was, what if there is a Nintendo secret plot to just own PlayStation 2 one day and say, by the way, all the while was just trying to push up the numbers of the Switch so we can just say, face Sony. Because Sony and Nintendo are the lost god right now. And at the moment, it looks like the Xbox is, I don't think I mean, especially with, as we discussed last time, them coming to other platforms, as far as optics are concerned, it's looking like they're backing away. Or some can argue that they're maybe backing away from the console war, so to speak, the consoles market. Just to, let, and of course we'll talk about Steam eventually, but with other contenders on the rise, you may have Sony and Nintendo being the loss of the old guard. eh, Sony being the new Sega, what Nintendo competitors, and they just may rule the roost. But I don't know. Maybe this whole thing isn't even at the moment about the games. It's about competition. It's about the brand. It's about keeping the brand looking at the top dog, and the games come
mm.
second. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be wanting to keep their market share. They're going to be wanting to keep themselves onto the top shelf. So I'm just trying to pull up
Oh,
the
go on.
list of the bear. Yes, the Nintendo Switch best-selling Nintendo console. Just trying to pull up I pulled up the financial documents, and I got the actual financial documents, which is like there's a whole bunch, like a body of text there. I'm like, God damn, Nintendo's made a lot of money. Ooh, Jesus.
Wow.
Ordinary profit, net profit. I'm going to quickly show you this. This is the Nintendo financial report. Non-operating income was 48 billion yen for
What?
two.
Wow.
Um, for that, for quarter one and two, financial year 2026, it looks to be a 91 predictive.
Wow.
And
Good
non-operating
Lord.
expenses, 22 billion. The ordinary profit, 147 billion. Net profit, 108
Good
billion yen.
Lord.
That's a net profit
Whoa.
ratio of 20%. That's fantastic.
I want to say
That
it's
is
1 billion, 70 billion yen. But
1 billion. No. They're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well.
that's what they
But
do. I
yeah, you're
mean, what?
absolutely right about the company. I'm
The
trying to make
brand.
sure that they've taken a market share. And
Yeah.
on that topic, on like
Hmm.
that them kind of expanding out and doing more, we have to touch on
Hmm.
Super Mario Galaxy.
We have to,
Mario
people.
Galaxy
The
movie
time
was
has
announced a
come.
while back. Yeah, the time has come. Right,
Yeah.
we are going to watch it straight now,
Hmm.
but we're
We
not
may
going to
have
comment
to.
on it. We're not going to talk about
Yeah.
it during the video because we're a little bit concerned of copyright takedowns.
Yeah.
So just going to watch the video and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. That way, if there is problems, if YouTube throws a hissy fit and
Hmm.
tries to take down the video, we can we can chop it up the video and we can talk.
Hmm.
We can just do the talking and then we put clips in it. But it's hilarious. I'm really, really excited for this new movie. Oh my God, I should have waited, but I couldn't.
Wow.
You know me, I got the impulse control of a goldfish. Um, but we're gonna watch it now, uh,
Yeah, mate.
and let's do this thing.
Yeah, mate. Oh
Ready?
my God. This is
Share
the. Come on. Yeah, I'm
screen
gonna get
to
it later.
begin. There we go. Okay, right there we are. Okay,
My birthday present next year. I'm gonna watch it on my birthday. Thank you.
breathe, breathe. Let's do this thing.
Okay.
Oh, so good. So good. Right. I love the
No,
start. This the
GamerDan.
cute little introduction, how Bowser's doing, how Mario's doing. Uh, this,
Dude,
he's
that's
painting.
amazing. Yeah.
So funny.
Wow, dude, I wish Professor Cisco was here. No, I feel so bad. I gotta get a when the movie comes, we're all gonna get back together. The three of us, 'cause we all did a review of the
Yeah.
Mario first movie. The three of us got it, and then Sergeant. Oh my gosh, Sergeant is our Sony guy. Well, Chris Cisco's the guy Nintendo guy.
Well, he's our Square Enix guy,
Yeah, Square Enix more,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
But
but dude,
we need a professor on
yeah,
this. Yeah,
we
love to, the three of us go watch the movie. But
yeah.
so let's talk about this. I think I am crazy excited because they really lent straight into Super Mario Galaxy, and part of the joy of Galaxy was it was on the Wii, but
Mm,
it really highlighted different ways to play because
yeah,
Mario has always been a platforming console and using physics, simple physics
yeah,
control. Early games was just jumping and getting other things, getting nice rhythm. Later ones, you had stuff you could kick, stuff you could move. You had interactive parts of the environment you could use. Kick a
mm,
shell, have it drop down, bounce off that, and then chain stuff together. But Super Mario Galaxy had those little worlds where you could literally just run around it. The game engine was staggeringly incredible. Like all
yeah,
these little worlds with their own gravity was
dude.
brilliant.
Oh my God,
So
oh no,
excited. But
I mean, oh
what
yeah, go on.
it looks like straight off the bat we can see where is he? Where is he?
Junior, look at that boy.
Bowser Jr.
That's
Fantastic. Bowser Jr. stepping in,
fantastic.
and he's got the armaments, the weapons from. I mean, specifically, it looks like from Bowser's Fury, but he's doing the same MO as Super Mario Sunshine, which was the
Yeah,
GameCube game. He's got a mask on. He's using paint, which is a nice throwback to his father being a painter. It's kind of
yes,
nice. There's
exactly,
straight off the bat that shows the direct connection between them.
exactly,
Um,
exactly.
he's the villain. I think he's going to be the one with making moves, trying to take on Princess Rosalina
Yes.
with this thing. Yay! With the three-legged robot thing. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. It's nice to see
Yes.
that come in.
Ah.
We see Princess Rosalina, but we don't see where. Because look, we've got this castle in the background, but it looks
Mm,
like she's in her flying space princess
right.
castle. So I don't know whether she's. I think she's going to be in space. Bowser Jr. is going to try and use that cosmic abilities to. He's going to free his father. They're going to go to
Mm,
space to try and take on Rosalina. On the way, the Mario brothers have got to travel across different worlds, go into space, travel to different planets to try and save Rosalina. And
yeah.
oh man, it could go any way. I
What?
mean,
Look at that. Look at oh my God, that dude. That gives me
it looks beautiful,
I
doesn't it? It
so
looks
people
beautiful.
eye gasms. That's what I can say. Yeah, in case, anyway, I'm sure you know what that means, people. But yeah, I just, anyway, you don't have to explain that anymore. Gasms, that's what you're saying. Oh, chasms, whatever, bloody hell. Dude, I'm just going, this is a masterpiece in, yeah, it's funny they started the word, I mean, when I say masterpiece, just looking at it right here, I have no idea what it'll play out to be as, but the trailer to me is super titillating. I mean, oh my God, I mean, I have no words. I mean, I like the way that you said there's so many connections, the painting in the as a small creature connected to Bowser Jr. connected to this looks like a fantastic painting right here. This is
Yeah,
I'd buy
it's
yeah,
nice.
I'd buy this.
I
I'd
think
buy this as a
it's
painting.
just nice to see so many references to like the stars from Super Mario Galaxy. We've got bloopers. Then these pyramids. This is from Super Mario Odyssey, but then
Ah,
traversing. It's nice to see Mario and Luigi doing it together.
yeah.
That's a nice touch. Um, then we've got Princess Peach. Let's get a better shot. Princess Peach fighting
Wow.
these little guys. These are enemies from Super Mario 2. The little ninja guys.
Oh yeah. Oh my
These little ninja
goodness.
guys.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
where is this? Where is this environment? It looks like a casino. So it's just
Yeah,
like
it is.
this just look like this looks like
It's not
the
it's
ring in
Sonic
the middle.
again.
Well, yeah, Casino World from Sonic, but also from Super Mario Sunshine, there is a resort level you go to where you have to fight King Boo, and you fight him on a roulette wheel, and you got to use the
Wow.
roulette wheel to get items that can do damage to him. It looks
Okay.
exactly like this. Now, they just took the aesthetic and they used it for something else, but we've got elements from Super Mario Sunshine. We've got Super Mario 2, Super Mario.
Yeah.
Odyssey and Super Mario Galaxy, primarily Galaxy, but a lot
Mm,
they're drawing on like a whole bunch of different things, you know. So instead of going
yeah.
like game by game by game, we're just bringing everything together. We didn't
Yeah.
see is Yoshi, which was a big
Dude,
part.
that is, I think that is something that they know they can't spoil yet. This is strategy. There's no question. By the time the movie gets going,
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
think
start seeing,
it's gonna be the last trailer. It's gonna be the second or maybe the last trailer they'll introduce Yoshi. But
yeah,
we know Yoshi's in it because the teaser from the end of the last movie was the Yoshi
exactly.
egg.
Yoshi egg, yep.
And unfortunately, we know what Yoshi's going to look like because some of the promotional material, some of the ancillary merch, some
Mm.
cookies from a company in America, the packaging dropped, and it shows Yoshi. So people have seen Yoshi, and he's
I
cute.
think
He's very cute.
yes. As was
But
with Patrick Stewart said, I've seen
no,
everything.
yeah, we've seen what he looks like, but we haven't seen him in action. We don't know the voice
Yeah.
actor. In fact, Nintendo
Oh
did this
yeah.
trailer with a Nintendo Direct talking about making the movie and whatnot, but they
Yeah.
haven't introduced Yoshi.
Right. Man, I'm excited.
So
I'm excited as hell. I'm just curious. I mean, my God, I promise you. Okay, my mind's kind of overloaded. I'm trying to calm down, like you said. Okay, because we got limited time. I got so many questions. Okay, there's still. Okay. Oof. First of all, I'm definitely kicking up Susan off this, but okay. First of all, let me see what can I say. The movie, all right. The game. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, how does this tie into the game, the upcoming games? Because when the first movie came, sorry, the first movie came. The game that came after was it was a spin-offs. They're like, oh no, you had Wonder, Mario Wonder, and then you had Princess Peach, Showtime. Those movies came
yeah,
after the
yeah,
first. Those games came from the movie. Then I'm
yeah.
thinking, like you said something very interesting in passing. It's interesting seeing Luigi with Mario in the world. What if the next game finally comes back to multiplayer? No, like
Hmm.
multiplayer in this brand new world. I mean, to be fair, like I was saying, people, it's one thing for the Nintendo brand to survive, which I'm all for. I love the old god in that regard. But I'm thinking they need a game there's not a game yet that when you got a real hit like we're gonna talk about I believe I want to mention something about the new Steam thing coming up later, but
Hmm.
the yeah, but when you got a hit is when everybody can't get their hands off the thing. Pokemon Go, you walk down the street, you see people playing it. The Switch 2 still to me doesn't feel like a hit. It feels like I mean, when I say that people is it feels like everybody knows about it, but so many people saying I can't afford it, or there's not nothing to play on it other than Bonanza, and even Mario Kart World getting taken to with the Sonic, the Sonic. We saw it at the Tokyo Game Show that Sonic game.
To
I
be
didn't get to
fair,
play it, so.
it's while it's reviewed worse than the Sonic game, the sales report when I was looking through the Nintendo financial report, the sales report is phenomenal. I
Oh
mean,
right.
almost every single person who owns a Switch 2 has
Mm.
Super Mario Kart.
Oh,
Ubiquitous.
fantastic.
It's almost one for one. Yeah. There's a few
Mm.
people who have gotten a Switch 2 and not gotten it, but most people absolutely have. Donkey Kong Bonanza's done like 3 million sales, but no, Super Mario Kart World,
Mm.
um,
Yeah,
yeah,
World.
Mario Kart World is it's like 9 million. Right.
Wow.
It's just stupidly successful. So even though, yeah, it hasn't reviewed as well as Sonic, I think that
Mm.
it was people were frustrated that that was the first game. Like
Yeah.
literally, the launch title was the Mario Kart. We wanted
Mm.
something with a little bit more meat on its bones.
I mean, of course, America, you can't do. I mean, America is a sign that we've entered a new era. I mean, because
Hmm.
that's the game that you need to have. But it's just as far as a hit is concerned, there's something about a hit. It's a bit like when there's a new hit song or something and you hear it all over the place. We know what hits are. Nintendo can make hits. The game may be good, doing well with Nintendo fans and so on. You know what? Maybe I think the bar was set very high with the Wii. Ever since the Wii, what I mean by that is Nintendo started to when it came in the broke in the scene with the Famicom and everything, the NES and the NES, or if you will, it's saved, so to speak. Some people say monopolized, but saved the gaming scene from the crash, and it would just, as you said, gaming to game is to play Nintendo as opposed to play a game. Nintendo became synonymous with were gaming. So
Mm.
that's when not only were they hit new kids in town, they were the only kids on the block in a way in terms of how they just glommed the whole scene. And then Sega came up with the first true competitor, and then I mean, as far as taking them on directly, in a way that with their mascot and everything, with Sonic, Sonic, and now they have Game Boy Nintendo. But long story short, all I'm saying is hits are undeniable. That is to say, it's even if it's expensive, when everybody's got one in their hand. I've been on the train, I've seen somebody's Switch and now it's a Switch. Oh, you got something on a Switch. With a Switch 2, I'm gonna keep looking for people playing Switch 2. So I just keep saying Switches. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, sorry guys, not yet. Or
Oh
it
yeah.
needs some I mean it's gonna
I
come. But
I think
I'm waiting.
there's a lot of reasons why it might not be as successful as before. I think that a while ago we had a video chat with Saj,
Mm,
and it was before the announcement of the Switch 2, and I said that I wanted it to be called the Super Switch because that
yes.
is it's in keeping with Nintendo's ethos for childishness, for play, for enjoyment,
Mm,
for customers first. But if they name it the Switch 2, then they've clearly gone the route of the corporate master, Doug Bowser, and they said that we're going to bring in a bunch of AAA developers. And
mm,
I think that we're beginning to see that this corporate culture is just going the way of homogenization. They're just going the way that other companies have gone to do AAA. And yeah, the Switch 2 hasn't sold as well because the first one was successful, was crazy successful, and now it had a massive library. So they're trying to hedge their bets. They're just trying to roll out the Switch 2 gradually without as many big hits because they've already got a success, which is a very, very corporate minded thing. Don't rock the
yeah.
boat, keep things running the way it's doing. They want the Switch to be profitable and they want Switch 2 to be profitable, but it's a little bit binary because the two plays all the one games. So you
Mm,
want people to upgrade, great, make it an attractive prospect, give us something more that we can do with it, and you haven't. You've just done the same thing, and I'm a little bit frustrated by because in the same vein, there was recently the Metroid Prime 4 trailer, a preview dropped. People are talking about it, and it is pure Marvel cinema slop. It is Metroid is a series famous for being atmospheric, isolating. It is Ridley Scott's. What's the main character's name from the Alien series? Ripley. Ripley.
yeah.
Sorry, Ripley walking down the corridors, isolated environment with a predator. It is that feeling.
Right.
The latest one we got right to the wire. We waited 8 years for Metroid Prime 4, and we are like 2 weeks away from it dropping. And the new trailer has creepy side characters,
Well,
has sidekicks who make jokes like in the Marvel movies, like a Joss Whedon movie.
bloody hell. What are you gonna do?
Metroids are not big system sellers. They are very niche. They are like literally the granddaddy niche game. They have never been highly profitable because they fulfill a very specific need. Mario is the profitable one. He's everyone's hero. He can fill every
Yeah.
niche. This is why he's less of a character and more of a brand. Slap his name
Yes.
on Mario painting, Mario tennis, Mario soccer, Mario kart, whatever you want to do. Doctor Mario, it's just Tetris. Just
Yes.
whatever you want to play. Just slap a Mario on it, and it'll work. But Metroid was a very particular experience. It
Yeah.
was a very specific feeling, and they did those games well. But those who didn't want that feeling didn't go for it. Fine, but you took the Metroid game that people were desperate for, people really, really wanted, and you added a dude making jokes in it, a side character who comes out and he's like, "Oh man, I missed my desk job. Whoa, did you see that? That's freaking weird." And he starts calling like, calling Samus Aran, Big M. He's calling. Oh, like no,
Oh man,
oh.
immersion breaking is the best way.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because
Mhm.
those characters fulfill a very specific niche when you're in a movie. When you're in a movie and it's tense, The dude making jokes cuts that tension. He makes
Yeah.
the scene lighter, a little bit brighter, a little bit easier to watch. If you got a very tense moment, use a comedy character to break that tension. Get rid of the
Right.
comedy character, the tension begins to rise. The Metroids are sci-fi horror games. They're supposed to be
Yeah.
at their core, they're alien games. You know, they're
Exactly.
supposed to be
Right.
tense. You're supposed to be going down corridors, not knowing where you're supposed to be going. I mean, the first half of Metroidvania, you exploring a giant map and you don't know where you're going, and there's enemies everywhere. So you've got to kind of creep your way through and figure it all out. Yes,
It's,
you are a
it's,
super strong, badass space warrior,
mm,
but you're alone on a hostile world. That's the part
that's the
of
point.
that's the yeah. That's the joy of the Metroidvania. You
Mm.
discover, you conquer this place, having to in ferry a dude around who can unlock the doors for you and
Yes.
make modern movie references.
Ay, ay, ay. I mean,
Oh God, you're hurting me. It hurts.
it
It
reminds me of
hurts.
what it reminds me of what Microsoft did. You know, they brought the Xbox One, and I think there got a lot of criticism for putting the game second, or this is a download. Like you can do this. It can fix your TV. Xbox One can do all this and that. It's a bit like I used to criticize PlayStation 3, the ad when they were saying the game is just the beginning. When they were making references like those, and in the ads, I was like, wow, that is missing the point. No, the game is it. I don't want you to celebrate the add-ons. Yes, the PlayStation 2 still worked as a DVD player as well, but it was primarily a game station, And of course, when corporations, as you say, they want to protect their interests and everything and get cheapish, um, it's proof that you can't buy success. I mean, what I mean by that
Ah,
is, yeah,
yes.
it's a funny thing.
Yeah.
Look at, yeah, I mean, this, remember we always go about Sega. I'm thinking, if any company had all the money in the world to make something work, it would be Google, right? But you can't force, make a horse drink. No, in some instances you can
Yeah,
make a horse
to
drink.
lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, and you can't
Mm,
use other companies' successes to replicate your own, to make your own. You
exactly.
know, it
Yeah,
feels like such a blatant cash cow. Like they're just you're trying to engineer another cash cow. You're like,
yeah. I
no,
think, yeah. I think this is also one of the good things about God Scripture, if you will. A bit like, remember I was talking about how the difference between the real world versus AI is that you can't artificially, yeah, you can't artificially create love and respect, so to
hmm
speak. And I mean, because even if you did, so to speak, you know that it was artificially created. You can't say you can't artificially create the real thing because it that is, goes against the whole nature of what is an organic thing. So Nintendo put in the work with building the audience up from the grassroots and everything. And of course, Sega came in hot with the competitive angle and the attitude
Oh,
and everything.
sure.
But
Their games
Nintendo,
were always punchy. The whole
mm,
ethos was Nintendo made great, expansive games, but they were contemplative. They were bigger. Even Mario, which was had a bit of a speedrunner edge, you still had to slow down. You had to kind of platform your way across. Sonic and Sega games were far more arcade inspired. It was go fast, do it again. A repetition built skill, whereas Nintendo games, it wasn't repeating the same level over. It was exploring everything.
it's very
That's why
different,
they
very
made
different.
Zelda. That's why they made Metroid. That's why they made
It's
games that had beautiful locations you had to explore. Whereas Sega had Sonic, had I know it's called Golden
uh,
Axe, games that
yeah,
required skill mastery rather
yes.
than knowledge of an environment. You had to be good at what you did rather than know everything.
There's
Different
merit in both
skill set.
approaches, definitely. Yeah, yeah, and for that matter, here we are today, and and before I just done upon the choice made of a Metroid right here, as you've outlined, it's funny sometimes in the grand scheme of things, if you look at the big picture, sometimes you have to make corporate decisions that aren't consumer friendly, but save save you to live to fight another day. That is to say, Doug Bowser, as much as he rubbed people up the wrong way with his prices, he raised a lot of money, I suppose, in the if you think about it. I mean, now he's on his way out, but you can look back and say there's a lot more money in Nintendo's account thanks to I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think?
I think time will tell with him because
Mm,
I'm ambivalent. I'm on the fence about
mm,
Bowser because I I want to say that, oh, he made decisions for the corporate side of things and he diversified Nintendo's portfolio. He put money into a lot of different branches, and time will tell if those pay off, you know,
mm.
rather than put all their eggs in one basket, which is the phrase you say, hey, you do one thing, do it really well, but if it doesn't work, what else you got?
Right, right.
But he diversifies, which is quite good. Now, whether that pays off with the Poke Parks, whether the the toy franchise, the toy franchising out, whether the theme parks and the apps and all the other things that Nintendo has been doing aside from playing games, maybe it will pay off in the long run. In which case,
Mhm.
yeah, he made the right call. But
Right.
it does fly in the face of what people fell in love with. People fell in love with
That's
Nintendo because they literally, as you said before, the word Nintendo was ubiquitous with playing games. You play
exactly.
Nintendo. Doesn't matter what you're playing a Nintendo because Nintendo means play.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, this, and funny enough, this all, I mean, we'll go into this in part two, but this again ties back into politics. Funny enough, you have particular parties and tribes, if you will, that want things to be run a certain way. And when people make decisions that intended to prolong or preserve a party in their way of, and the label, if you will, keeping it going, you risk alienating the people who liked the way the party ran
1 minute
because
to go.
of, oh my God. Yeah, the way it works. Okay, I'll do this on part two, people. People, thanks so much. Now, I'm gonna chop that up, as you know. Well, you would have seen it post chop. So we'll see you in part two. Yeah, peace.
Peace.
Here we go.